Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe because you are gonna love it here. So make sure you stay for a while. Yeah, stay for a while. But as you can see from the title, we're gonna get into it a little bit on like my personal experience as being a mother in the military and being pregnant and my experience. And I did a video already about being pregnant in the military, but this is going to be based on already being a mom in the military. So we're going to get into the tea. So basically when I came in, when I first PCS to my first active duty station, because I was coming from the guard, it was only me and my son because we had 2 weeks to like up and leave everything. So like I didn't have daycare situated, like nothing with him. So when I first got here, it was just me and him. My husband was here for a little bit and then he went back to South Carolina. So it was like 2 hours away to work. So I was able to take like the TDY leave, I believe. Not TDY, but the leave that you take when you're finding a house. So I took that. That gave me some time. I really didn't start going to work until like a month after, but I also had a little bit of time after that for my son to like get everything situated. So they were lenient with that. And I think also because of my job in the military, it was a little bit easier for me to like be able to have that flexibility, and all that just depends on your leadership. But that was my experience. But I did have trouble because I was married and my husband wasn't here with us. They were trying to like make me do a family care plan and all that, but my acting sergeant major at the time was like telling, I'm not gonna say who, but was telling my leadership like, she's yours, you make this decision. Like, she doesn't have to, like, you call shots when it comes to her, because like they like, as a religious affairs specialist working under the chaplain, like higher ups really don't touch you. Like, it's really like your chaplain has to say so. So that's what they're basically telling him. And so my son did get sick a lot when we first came here. He caught the flu, he caught RSV, he had strep for like 4 months, like the whole nine. And I was getting a little bit of pushback when it was like time for me to like take off for him. Like, I was providing doctor's notes, like everything I needed to, I provided all that. So me being new like to the active duty, because in the reserves is different, so I was basically new to the army all over again, y'all. I had to like go find regulations on what was acceptable. When I really hate when people like really, you're pulling up in front of me. So I had to look up the regulation that states like you can't make people, like, I didn't have a family care plan, but you can't make people pull out their family care plan if their child is sick. Like, if the daycare closes or stuff like that, you can do that, but like with your child being sick, they're not supposed to use like anything against you. So like that's what I had a little bit of issues with that. And it's just like my unit, we PT starts at formations at 6:30. At the time, like, his daycare didn't open till 6. So like, y'all, that's 30 minutes. Like, I would have to wait till they open, drop him off, and hurry up on base. And if you're at Bragg, if you're at Liberty, the freaking traffic is crazy here. So it's just like, I literally would have to like rush to get to work. And it's not like that everywhere. I know some people be like, oh, they don't have to go to work till 8 o'clock or this or that. But honestly, like, I don't know how it's going to work for me when I do go back to regular PT. Because right now I'm in P3T. And PT's at 8:15. And right now my son's daycare opens at 6:30. So I don't know how that's going to work. I don't want to talk about it right now because I don't want that to be like another factor of stress in my life, because I'm already thinking about like with this baby, like what I'm going to do. Because with my son, I didn't work his like basically his first year. So I wasn't like forced to like take him anywhere. And it's just like when it comes to my kids, anything going on, if like my kids need me, like I'm gonna drop everything to be there for my children. So that's just like, I feel like all of that just really depends on your leadership and how people will work with you. It is like harder being a single mom. I couldn't imagine what that's like, but my husband wasn't always there, so I was dealing with that. And I also dealt with like not having childcare for my son. Like it was a struggle, like having to being active duty and just having to up and leave. You PCS, you have to find people to like watch your babies. Like it's a lot. Like when you don't have a stay-at-home spouse, or like when you have two parents in the household working, even being a single mom, like it's hard. Like I feel like sometimes the military does make it hard, because I'm on this Facebook page. I don't know if y'all are on there or if any of you are in the military now that are on the page, but like there's an Army Mom page on Facebook, and there's a lot of moms that just talk about like how their leadership treat them with their children. Like there's a lot of good things on there and there's a lot of bad things, and I just, whenever I find myself in a bad situation in general, like I always think about what other females are dealing with, and I'd be like, okay, this could be worse. But a lot of the things that I experienced when I first got here was not normal. Like I'm not saying I had the best time, because I did go through a lot when I first got here. And just like being pregnant now, I will say like my leadership are like, they're very, 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 very supportive. I just hope that that stays the same like after the baby, because just as like it's important for you to like be supportive while somebody's pregnant, is also important for you to be supportive after the baby, because I feel like that's when it's the hardest. Like I'm gonna have to find childcare. Like I'm still on the waiting list for childcare posts, but y'all, like I don't know, like I don't even want to think that far. I just want to get to the part where have my baby, be with my son for a little bit, be there with my kids for a little bit, and just enjoy that. I am grateful for it, because like with my son, like I didn't have like maternity pay or anything like that. Like I was working for myself, so I am grateful for everything that is like coming up. So I don't know, I feel like everybody's experience is different. Like I haven't had nothing too crazy recently, but y'all, I dealt with a lot of stuff when I first got here. And just being a mom in general, I feel like it's just like we don't have off days. Like now I have like a schedule to where that I'm functional with like being active. I'm in school. Like thank God classes are over tomorrow. Like I'm gonna have to take a break with classes, because with this new baby, like I need to figure out a new schedule. Because like after work I go lash and stuff. Like it's a lot that I do, and a lot of stuff I do put on myself. But it's just like when you want to make progression in your life, you do have to make some sacrifices. And lashing for me is like very therapeutic. I couldn't imagine doing like anything else. Like if I had to go work another job, no. So I don't even feel like lashing is a job to me, like at all. I couldn't imagine doing that, y'all. But yeah, y'all, and I just don't know what it's gonna be like with two. They're most likely, well, yeah, they are gonna be going to two different daycares, because where my son goes now, they like she doesn't watch infants, and I wish she did, because she's so good with my son. Like when I first got here, y'all, I had so many problems with finding childcare. Like I remember being so stressed out because people were saying like he was too much. But like one of the problems that I was having was me reaching out to people who didn't want to watch him for real. Like it would be like, no disrespect, but it would be like stay-at-home moms who I felt like wanted an easy route, because like there's no like he hasn't really had no problems in a daycare setting. Because there is one time, like, where I took him out of daycare. I don't remember why I took him out of daycare, but it was a reason why I took him out of daycare. And then I was finding someone to watch him, and, like, yeah, no, like, I would never have somebody else watch him because it was just too much. I did have this one girl who was, I did find him a nanny at one point before he went to daycare. Was this before daycare? I think this was after daycare. She was a nanny, and she had to stop because she had car issues. So she was good because she was coming over to our house and stuff like that. But, like, me taking him to, like, people on posts and stuff, like, I would not do that again. Like, I just feel like some people aren't meant to watch kids, and my son is, like, very active, so he needs someone that's wanting to take time. Like, the daycare he's at now, they're very, very, like, I'm so grateful for them. Like, I wish I could, like, I can't express how thankful I am of them. Like, there be days where he'll do something at daycare and they'll tell me about it when I pick them up, and I'm like, if I was at the other daycare, they would have called me to pick him up. Yeah. So I'm grateful for that, y'all. Like I said, that's just like a mini spill of, like, my experience. Like, it's hard because you got the field, you got the range, and all that stuff, but I feel like I'm talking from a space where, like, you know, I haven't had to deal with that for a while, and now I'm battling, am I gonna get out or am I gonna stay in? Because to me, like, I feel like do what's best for you, but for me, I'm not okay with, like, leaving my kids no more. Like, at first, like, when I went in with my son, it was just him. I was okay. But now I'm about to have another little one. Like, I'm not okay with the thought of having to deploy. Now I'm at a brigade to where I won't deploy. But, like, I'm saying if I do PCS and go somewhere else, like, I'm not okay with it. So I'm just thinking about that. I think it just depends, because some people are like, oh, the time goes by fast, but it goes by fast, but I'm not going to be able to get that time back with my children. And that's something that I prioritize. So, y'all, I have a lot of thinking to do. This is one of the videos I wanted to do for, like, my Military Monday. I have been slacking, but it was all for a good cause, y'all. I needed to, like, regroup, think again. A lot of people have been commenting under my videos, and I do read everything. I am gonna make I have been making day in the life videos, but it's really not much that I do at work that I feel like is entertaining. So I feel like I could still do, like, a day in the life in the Army, but it's like I really don't do nothing really entertaining. It really just depends on the day and what's on the calendar for us to do. So that's a little spill of that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was just like a mini rant chit chat video, I guess. Nothing really informative, I guess. It's just, like, I guess my personal experience, because everybody's experience is different. I always say that I am grateful for everything that the Army has done for me, but, you know, at some point, yeah, I think we're gonna have to part ways here. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do 20 years, though. Not me. Because, yeah. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.